All right, now one of the things that I recently observed is that I always say I don't have time. There's always something to do. And I have 24 hours in the day, but they also somehow appear to always fade away and they're gone in an instant. Other people can manage it. There's Elon Musk out there who can work all day and they're fine somehow. But then you have yourself, me, and it's like, okay, why? Why am I not working well? So, one of the things I wanted to answer recently was how do I get more time, but also how do I get the same work in? Of course, I could stop working, that would give me more time, but that's not the point. I want to do something that I consider fun, maybe YouTube, maybe university, and so on. But how do I do it without wasting anything? So, in my pursuit of trying to find something that doesn't waste, that doesn't limit how much time I have, I found a very interesting book called The Goal. It was a fascinating read, and it was presented in the form of a novel, which I found to be somewhat strange because it was a business book. Usually you expect, okay, we're going to talk about costs and efficiency and so on, but it presented it in a very accessible form. So the idea behind it, and the thing that I want to share with you that helped me to save time, was the idea of goals and bottlenecks. The idea goes broadly like this. You have a goal that you want to achieve. In a company's case, it's to increase the amount of money you have. Now, what a lot of people do, and what I did, what the thing that appeared to me as being true as well, was that we optimize for little aspects of the assembly line, which in our case is our lives. So in that factory, it was one machine which everyone was so obsessed about. They were like, oh my god, NX310 is so awesome. But in reality, that wasn't valuable. In fact, it was negative for the company's goal, which was to earn money. It turned out that it was one of the worst parts of that factory. And in my case, I could relate that to the things that I want to optimize. For example, sometimes I want to make a new system for work, and that's going to take 5 hours, and then I'm never going to use it. So it's these kinds of things that we have to watch for, the kind of optimizations for only one aspect of our lives, which we think is going to work, but in reality, we have to take a broader view. In that book, the broader view was taken when they only considered, okay, how much money are we making? That's the only thing we have to consider because that's the goal. Nothing else matters. That's what's the most important. So the question then is, what is our goal? What is the goal that we're trying to achieve? And the thing that I observed, the thing that I came through this book and through my earlier searches, is that we want to increase the positive experience we have. So imagine it in almost any circumstance. You have work. Why do you work? There's some goal that you want to achieve. In a similar way to the factory, which wants to give you money, at work, yes, you also want to get money, but for what purpose? There's another purpose that you want to achieve from this. For example, maybe you want more time for yourself, but why do you want more time? Well, in that case, we slowly get to why exactly we want to do this. Maybe I want to feel better about my social status, so I want to earn more money because that's cool. Or maybe I want to share some money with my family and have a better life together. So it's more social experiences, but all of it is based on experience. So in my case, I decided, okay, experience will be my goal. How can I maximize positive experiences for myself, for the people around me? And once you have that goal, once you figure that out, you can more easily think about the global consequences of your actions. So for example, when I was working on this little system that took me 5 hours, rather than thinking, oh, it's going to be so awesome because, I spent 5 hours, so it could save me 100 hours. I have to think, okay, but is that the priority? And will it really achieve this goal? And once I went through these 5 hours, worked on it, completed it, realized that nothing happened, then I should have worked on it immediately. In my case, oftentimes I wouldn't stop because it's kind of an obsession, just like people have an obsession with optimizing little aspects of their lives rather than thinking of the whole and whether they're improving or not improving. Similarly, in my case, it was the same. So the question we have to answer is, how does each action within our lives contribute to the broader goal we want to achieve? That's what I found to be absolutely incredible from this book and from when I began to consider it. So now that we have a goal, we know that there's some global optimum. How do we find the problems, the biggest problems that are stopping us from achieving it? And I said that my goal was to maximize positive experience for myself or others. So what could be the largest issue while trying to achieve that? And here you have to consider your own situation. I realized that one of the things that really limited my behavior was that I feared to do different things. I feared to do different tasks. I feared to kind of challenge where I'm going and try different approaches to get there. And I realized that wasted so much of my time because rather than actually working on those things, I was avoiding them. As a result, I was experiencing fewer positive feelings, fewer positive experiences, which led to my goal not being achieved as well. So see, once again, I connected that idea, my little problem, my fears, with the goal. And I realized that in my case, at least, it was in fact the largest problem. So once we know the largest problem, once we know the bottleneck, as it is called, what do we do about it? How do we fix it? And in that case, my strategy was very much to just try different things, because I realized, just as I realized through my fears, that what I feared the most was doing one thing and then expecting it to be successful. But in truth, when I most progressed my goal, which was to gain more positive experiences in my life, it was almost always through a lot of trial and error. At school, when I had major successes, it was always through multiple times that I was really angry and I was like, I have to do this no matter what. I'm not going to stop now. And in a similar way, in my personal life, the same was the case. So try as many ways. Remember your main goal and then optimize simply for it. Don't go the direction of optimizing for little aspects of your life, because there's so many of them. And you can always get distracted with something. You can always focus on something else. But I realized that when I focus on something else, that's when I don't have that time. That's when I miss all of my time, and that's when I feel I have to constantly work to just keep going. When you pick your priorities and you choose only the things that achieve your goal the most, then you're going to have much more time. And I found that to be the case. I sleep better, I feel better, it's incredible. So the question that I want you to remember from this is, what is the one thing that I want to achieve in my life, the single greatest thing? And then what is the single greatest problem or opportunity that I'm not really going for that I could? And once you find these two things, once you find both the biggest goal and the biggest problem, that's when you can actually start progressing. That's when you have a priority. So that's it. I hope you found this fun. For now, bye.